If you're feeling stuck, or you're looking for a restart, or you're the type that just like, I want more success, then this episode is for you.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello there, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am Diane Rolston, your host, and today we are going to be talking about the 3 simple steps you may be missing to have success. I was thinking about this topic because as we're coming into September, this is that time of like, it's back to school and everybody's, talking about that and thinking about that. And even if you're not a parent or your kids aren't school age, there's still this feeling, and on social media, you're inundated with this like back to school. And maybe in the business world, you are in that zone of, it's the final quarter and I need to finish strong. And we've had this really weird time, right? You know that. We've had this really weird time. And so usually people are thinking, how am I going to finish this year strong? And how am I going to have the best year ever and the most success ever? But what I'm hearing from a lot of people is, how do I just get through it? Like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling like there's this heavy weight on me. I just can't seem to focus. I can't seem to get things done. I'm kind of all over the place, a little scattered. Or maybe you're feeling a little bit like there's a very thin layer between you being like steady and being emotional. And usually before there was a little bit deeper, but now it's kind of a little bit quicker for you to get annoyed, or a little bit quicker for you to get stressed, or a little bit quicker for you to be upset. And that's okay. That's kind of what we're in right now. It's this steady stream of fight or flight that your body has been going through. I'm sure your cortisol levels are really high because you're dealing with the stress. I'm sure that with everything that's going on and the extra things you're managing, that your bandwidth, your ability to like do all the different things has spread thin because there's so many things that you're working on. And so today I'm going to talk about the 3 crucial components that are needed for success, because rather than us thinking about like, gonna finish strong, gonna have the best year ever, it's more like, I just need to get through this year, or why am I not how I usually am? So it's been hard with this extra layer of stress. And I completely acknowledge that. And with all the extra things that we have to do, I know that every morning I'm like, kids, you have your mask before they go to camp. And it's so easy to feel like a little bit wound up. There's a commercial right now where the person's arms are like wrapped around their body because they're trying to manage all these different things. And when I talk to different female business leaders, I'm hearing that they're feeling overwhelmed. And I'm hearing that the business leaders are also feeling like, what goals am I supposed to be focusing on? And like, this one just doesn't work right now. Or they maybe have clarity on their goals and they have a really great plan, but then they're lacking that energy or lacking that motivation, or things just seem to take longer to get done because you need to muster up the energy to do it and that excitement. So this is where we're at. This is where we are. But deep down, I know that you want to have success. I know that. And you want to have dynamic success that's like you get there and then it changes into bigger success. And then it has energy and changes into another success. That's that dynamic success, even in everything we're facing, right? Give me an amen if you agree with that. So let's talk about the 3 crucial components that you are needed, that you need to have for success. And if you don't have these 3 things, what could be happening is that you're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck in one of these things and you don't want that to happen, right? Yeah, I get it. I've been feeling a lot of that as well. As I've mentioned before, like my father passed away. It's been over a year now, but we're still dealing with COVID. And I am a lot of my business is events and being in person. And so that energy that I get from that it's not there as much. And I know we go virtual and I'm doing virtual speaking engagements and virtual events and teaching and training and leading programs virtually. And that's all good. but I love to hug, and that's not happening. So let's talk about these 3 crucial components that you need. So the first one is clarity. Clarity is important to come in first. You need clarity before you do anything else, before you try to get excited about it, before you try to get things done. You need to have the clarity on many things. Let me tell you the clarity that you need to have. You need to have clarity on what should I be working on? Clarity on what are the goals that I want to have, the clarity on what are my priorities in my life, the clarity on what do I want my ideal life to look like, not realistic, but ideal, without any scarcity mindset, without any feeling like you're not enough. What do I really, 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 really want for my life? It's one of the hardest questions that I get, that I give to my new clients, or when I'm speaking from stage, I'll ask, what do you want? And that's such a hard question for people to answer. And sadly, it shouldn't be, but we're just maybe not in that space of, yes, I need to be thinking about that. Let's go to second component of this piece, which is clarity. You need to have clarity in not just your business and not just life, but all 10 areas. Your life could have 8 areas, 9 areas, 10 areas. My Wheel of Life, the professional coaching tool I use, has 10 areas. And that's mind-opening for people. They're like, whoa, wow, I didn't realize that. And then when you get the clarity, you really have to be thinking about, what do I want in a satisfaction level? What's going to make me happy? What's going to make me feel fulfilled? Not just what does society want me to have? Or like I said, what's realistic? This episode is sponsored by the Trailblazers Summit on September 22nd. Strategies to spark ideas and rock results. This 3-hour event is going to be jam-packed with 5 amazing trailblazing speakers that are really going to share all about how they've had success, and you get to ask them questions in the Q&A sessions as well. They will inspire you and give you tips to be able to go after your goals. You'll also learn techniques so that you'll know how to blaze your own trail, and there's going to be networking sessions so you can connect with other women and build your network, which basically supports you reaching your goals and your future. For the link to get your free ticket, please go to the show notes. And you also have the opportunity to get the Confidence Fast Start course and the experience box with gifts valued at over $150. Just go to the show notes and you'll be able to pick that up at a discount. So let me go into number 2. Number 2 crucial component that you need in order to have dynamic success. We had clarity. This piece is confidence. Confidence. And how this is actually showing up right now is lack of motivation and lack of focus. And so when you're confident about what you're working on, when you're confident about the pieces that you need to do, when you're confident about your skills and your abilities and you have self-esteem, things flow more easily. Decisions are made so much faster, right? And when you are in perfect alignment to what you're supposed to be working on, the energy comes. Naturally, the energy comes. You know, there's been times where one time I had food poisoning. I had food poisoning at an event the night before an event, and I was hugging the toilet. I was sick all night, and I still got up and went to that event. Now, I was dedicated. I had commitment. But the key thing here was I was so motivated to go because that event, I was so in alignment with the work I was doing. I was excited. And when I came, no one knew. No one could tell that I'd been up all night, that I didn't sleep, that I was sick. And because it was food poisoning, I knew I couldn't give it to anybody. So I was being responsible. Yes. But I was there and I had energy. This is also when I go and lead dynamic women events, I have energy, even if I have a headache, even if I had a fight with my kids or my husband or a friend, I still have energy and I can show up and be naturally on, not fake on where I have to put it on, naturally on. And so that's the confidence and the motivation. And then when you're in that place, you can have more focus. So the second piece is you really need to have confidence. If you just are joining now, I suggest you do go back and listen in. The first component is clarity, and I explain that in more detail. So let's dive into critical component number 3 to your success. You have the clarity on what you need to work on. You have the confidence to go for it. And the third piece, really, really important, taking action. And how do you take action? You need to have the proper plan to be able to do it. You need to know exactly the steps to get you there. So when I work with clients on the taking action piece, we really break down and reverse engineer what they're working on. So I have a client right now who's looking to expand her business and to bring other practitioners under her. And so she said, like, well, what's my first step? And I said, well, that's not the first question. The first question is, when do you want to actually do this? When do you actually want to have other practitioners under you? And then let's plan backwards. Now, maybe you've heard about reverse engineering, but what I found in working with clients is you are in the frame, right? The Les Brown quote, when you're in the frame, you can't see the picture. And so it's so easy from that other space to be sitting there and not really knowing what to do because you're in it. And maybe you have your blinders on. Maybe you just can't see the big picture. And that's where I step in and I help you, hold up a mirror and help you to see everything that it is. Plus keeping in mind all the clarity piece of what you need, what you want, your priorities. Because I've often seen clients just about to make a decision on something because it helps them fulfill a goal. But in reality, it would have impacted negatively their life, another piece of their life. So it's so important to have that like big picture view, to have that outside perspective, and then to be able to plot it out step by step and having the accountability to get it done. Currently my 2 VAs, I joked with them the other day and I said, I feel like you guys are my boss telling me the things that have to get done. And so I got my list today. It's quite a big list. Thankfully, I have put this day for working on behind the scenes stuff. So I'm going to be plugging away and getting that stuff done because I have the accountability to them that by 3:00 today, when they start working, because they're in the Philippines, when they start working, that these things are done. So maybe I need to wrap this little talk up, possibly. So of those 3, I want you to comment and let me know which is the one that you need most. And then I'm going to tell you about how you can get my support for free by winning a prize. And I'm going to help you to have clarity, confidence, and to get into action. So which of those 3 do you feel that you want most? And then I'm going to share a package with you, a prize package worth over $1,000. Yeah, that you could win. What this package is called the Dynamic Success Package. And I'm giving this away to one amazing person who has reviewed the Dynamic Women podcast. So let me go through it. So all you need to do is review the Dynamic Women podcast. And if you've already done it, just go find it, take a screenshot, and then you can enter. Super easy, right? This contest closes September 22nd, and I'll announce the winner at the Dynamic Women event called Trailblazer Summit. So let me kind of take you through the package and help you to understand or share with you how this also gives you the 3 components: clarity, confidence, and action. Okay. The first piece is a strategy session with me. Now, you might not use this first, but the strategy session can be used in order to combat whichever of these 3 that you feel like you need the most help with. So maybe you need help with clarity on what your plan is. Maybe you need help with the confidence, or maybe you really want me to support you in reverse engineering and planning things out. Now, how do you know that? Well, I'm going to give you something called the Traction and Action Toolkit. And maybe you already have this. And so this will be a nice refresher for you of like what you get in that. So in the Traction and Action Toolkit, it starts off with 10 days of motivation. That's going to really get you going. That's going to build that confidence up, that second piece. It helps you to work through really simple questions every day to kind of build a new habit and get yourself in this place of energy and wanting to get things done. Then the second piece of it is 3 simple steps to figure out what you want. This is the clarity piece. It's going to help you to go through those 10 areas of life, like I mentioned. It's going to help you to know, what do I need and what do I want and what does that look like in the big picture, the wheel of life, right? And so you can go through that as you're also working through the 10 days of motivation. And then I have the action talks, which is an audio recording from me, so you can listen to it anywhere. And in that action talks, it's going to get you motivated, get you excited, and get you into action, right? That's good. That's what you need. So the Traction Action Toolkit is valued at $197. The one-on-one strategy session with me is valued at $497. Then you get a recording of the session. Now, why would that be beneficial for you? So that you can be really present in it. And then you can go back and you can be like, oh, okay, I want to see what Diane said here. Or now, that we plotted that out. Now I'm going to go back and actually write down all the things and put dates to it. Really, really helpful for you to go back and go through it. And then when you've done all this stuff, to go back and watch how you were then and to see the changes that have happened in you, the shifts. I often see it, but you don't always see it. So you get to actually see it. I'm also including 2 major tools that will help you in the action piece. One is a course. It's called Content Multiplication Magic, how to turn like 1 piece of content into 5. And you can actually turn 1 piece of content into like 25, but I'm going to share my specific process to how I do about 30 minutes of content creation. And it then becomes content that goes everywhere else, but I don't do any of it. Pretty amazing, isn't it? That can save you so much time, so much energy, and money. Yes. And it helps you to be consistent across all of your social media platforms. And even if you're like, but I don't have a business, trust me, this can be helpful in other ways. Okay. Then I'm also going to give you the course, Video ABCs, how to easily start to use video for your business. Now, even if you're already using video for your business, this is really helpful because I give you a massive list of like over 100 calls to action that you can be adding to your videos. I also go through which part is better. Is live video better? Recorded video better? And so if you're new to video, this is going to be really helpful for you to really map out and plan out how you're going to do your video for your business, or again, for your life if you don't have a business, or for your career, whatever it is. So Content Multiplication Magic course is $197 value, and the Video ABCs is $297 value. So that's over $1,000 of value. And all you need to do to have a chance to win that is do a review of the Dynamic Women podcast. So listen to an episode or 2 and then give a review, a 5-star review. And why do we love reviews? Well, the thing is, when people see the podcast and then they look at the reviews, that helps them to decide whether they're going to invest their time and energy into listening to the podcasts. And I think the podcasts are pretty amazing because I bring really great content to them, things that I have been working on, things that I work with my clients on, actual strategies and stories from me about life and things that I've learned that will be beneficial to you. Plus, I bring in experts. Every other week, I bring in experts to tell you more about what can help you with your life and your business. So that's the package that will actually help you to have the 3 crucial components to dynamic success. So please go to the link in the show notes so that you don't miss out on that opportunity. And if by chance you don't win it, then and you really wanted it, or you want a piece of one of those, reach out to me, and just by reviewing, I'm going to give you a really nice special on it. Yeah, sound good? Well, thank you so much for joining me here today on the Dynamic Women podcast. I'm curious, what was your biggest takeaway? Drop it into the comments below. And so if you have topics that you would like to hear about, if you have things that you're struggling with, DM me in whatever platform that we're both on and connected in, or send me an email to my personal email, diane@dianerolston.com. And I'll see if it's a topic that I can support you in, and then I'll make that be either one of my lives or a podcast episode. Until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.